You know what I'm picking up, Evan? I'm picking up more like abandonment, not understanding that they told you that you were going into, that mum was going to go and give birth, and they said the whole nice things, and you're going to have a little sister or have a sibling. But then you actually, even from back then, you were actually anxious, because I feel like it was like mum was going to leave you. You couldn't register or understand, but you were so, like, you were caught up in the fear of, what does this mean? Does this mean I'm never going to see mum again? Can you feel a reaction in your body?
Yeah. And they did tell me too that on the day when my grandma brought me into the hospital, I was like very standoffish with like my sister and like Suki.
Yeah, and it's like, because you couldn't understand it, you couldn't read. They hyped it up, but you still didn't understand. They gave too much information at a young age.
Yeah.
So your brain couldn't filter it out. They assumed they did the best they can. As parents, that's what we know, but because we don't understand how children take different emotions, and understanding that they actually play it out in their brain in a different way. So if you're have pre-positioned emotions, which has the anxiety because you've probably inherited, then you'll actually take on those emotions and how you register it through your thoughts. So for me, it does. So they already told you that you cried, you were standoffish and everything, because they heightened it, because that's what they assumed was great for you, not knowing that you took it in a different light.
Yeah.
To me, it was, then when mum came home with the baby, that's when you accepted it and everything gave you, but there was still standoffish. It's your coping mechanism as a child.
Yeah.
So everything's wonderful, but you always think, what if? What if this comes? So you have the fear of, look, it's a common fear of what if would happen, especially when there's an anxiety or situation when a child's younger or what you've inherited, and it's the what if now in your life, because it's like, you like to control it and control emotions, and yes, I'm going to have the perfect job, yes, I'm going to do this perfectly, it's a control.
I feel safe.
Yes.
And then if I feel like there's not control, then I feel like, oh.
So that's what it is. Can you feel the anxiety? Okay, can I just get you to think of mum for me, please? I'll get Evan to come in and work with it, because it's actually in the body, so we'll work together in that sense, okay?
Alright, so bring up your arm. If you remember, it's all done through muscle testing as well.
Just think of mum, and Evan will find the emotion.
Hold this arm strong for me.
Just all I
think
need.
about mum for me.
Just think of mum.
Okay, we'll go low self-esteem, worried, over-concern, your emotion of over-concern, your instance of your emotion around mum. What would you be, with the topic of mum, when you think of mum, the first emotion that comes up for you is really worried, over-concerned. Why, not the logic side, how can you associate that emotion with it?
Like maybe like worry, like for her that she's happy.
Okay, then that comes from...
Yeah, we can trace it.
Yeah, trace it if you can.
So you're over-concerned if she's going to be happy. So the over-concern aspect of if she's going to be happy. So what's the worst case of this if you're not happy, if she's not happy? Original event where there was this emotion of really worried or over-concerned to a situation where someone wasn't going to be happy or might not be happy. When you were conception at 10, conceived, generational. We'll go first generation, second, it's to do with a male, a female, on mum's side, on dad's side. So dad's mum, so your grandma.
I think that's generational from the mother. So your reaction of happiness, we're going to put happy aside for a minute, worried if someone's not happy. But what I'm doing is, can we find out if it's from the child that the
present day? We'll go original age for you at this present day. We'll go when you were conception at 10, conceived, birth to 5, age 6, 7, 6. So it's around the age of 6.
So it would be around 6.
Yeah, 5, 6. What does something come to mind where you
went to school? She had to meet her mother again.
Oh yeah. Because I mean I don't have that much like memory of that time, but when I had to, like when I eventually moved out of home, like that was like the hardest thing I'd ever done, and it was because I was leaving mum. Like I found it really, really difficult, and I was like 26.
But you go to school thinking that's your logical brain saying mum's not gonna be happy. And being left alone. So because you're a brave girl and that's what you did, you know. That's what they, parent would say. You're brave. You can do it. You love school and everything. What does this make you sad?
I know.
It's the child at 6 years old. It's fear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry too. This will get rid of it. Can you feel it? That's a 6-year-old girl crying. And you can't understand where it's going. You're thinking, I'm 10 years old. And that's what it is. It's bringing back those memories of leaving mum again. Mum left you at 3 because you were so close to mum, and going to school at 5, 6 years old, and then 26, and you're thinking, come on, wake up to life. But this is your emotion, and that's what it's like. I couldn't control that. I had to do that. I would have stayed with mum forever, but leaving, and it's like the attachment to mum. So every time it was when she went to the hospital giving birth to your sister, at 5 years old you have to go and leave mum and go to school. And mum's saying, I'm gonna be sad when you go, so you've got to be brave. And then when you're older, at 26, you found it hard to leave mum again. Do you understand? There's an attachment, the fear of letting go. Do you understand? And that's why your life, you sit there and think, oh my God, I can't control this, I can't control that. And that's why, and it's just quick-lived emotions that you're just assuming of, in your life and of the obvious. So it's not logically, it's an emotional reaction. Okay.
Alright, so I want you, do you remember much when you went to school or so?
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay. I just want you to close your eyes, and I just want you to have that feeling, or picture it like it's a movie, and more the feeling of it, of like a young girl of you leaving mom. Yeah, good. Have that emotion for me. Put your 2 fingers here for me. These 2 fingers here on your chest. That's it. Just go back into that feeling for me there, Brittany. Have that feeling for me. Breathe in. And out. Good breathing. And out. Good breathing. And out. Good, one more breathing. And out. Good. Keep both those hands there for me. Keep your eyes closed. Leanne's going to come
I need you, if you can, Brittany, I need you to just go back in time to what you can remember, even if you have to fake it in your thoughts, that you're a little child. Feel the feeling of what you feel every day. This what if, that feeling. Feel the feeling. I'll get you, that feeling there. I need you to go back. What you assume the child felt. Mum's in hospital. Bring those emotions up. You don't know what's happening. A bit like what you feel with your life, not knowing what's happening. I need you, if you can, by tricking your mind, I need you to go back in time. If you and I had a space machine or whatever, or a time machine, I want you to take me back to the memory. As if you and I can go back in that time. And I want you to see the little girl going to the hospital to see her mother. Can you feel the sadness? I want you to look at the child. Separate that emotion and visualize the child. Just look at her. You need to see her. No, you're not connecting. I know it's hard, even if what you would assume, go based on the feelings you're feeling. Can you see her there? Tell me what she's feeling. Can you feel her sadness? No, try and get out of your head. Try and feel it through your heart. Through the there. Can you see how she's, the sadness behind it? Because she doesn't know what's going on. And she's scared that mum's not going to love her. And it's not that she won't, but she doesn't understand this whole process. She can't register. Tell me, when you look at this child, do you still carry her in some ways?
Mhm.
I need you, if you can, to go up to this child. I want you to grab her and tell her it's going to be okay. See how she's scared? Just focus. I want you to grab her and tell her I've got your back. Just pretend. She's still not registering, is she? She's still stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to carry her for the rest of your life, or do you want to just set her free?
Set her free.
Just tell her I can't carry you anymore. Enough's enough. Your mum's fine. Your sister's fine. Everything's okay. I can't carry you anymore. Stop feeling sorry for her. Just set her free. It's not a child. It's a dysfunctional emotion of not understanding. Just good. Did you feel that? I want you now to go up to the 5-year-old girl who's at school. I want you. She's starting school. I need you to look at her. Can you feel anxiousness? That's what you feel with your emotions every day. You're doing it now. Can you feel it? I want you to tell me, is your mother an anxious person?
I think she can have anxiety.
Okay,
yeah.
so let's just pause. Pause this scene. You need to pause this scene. You need to stop, pause. I'll be raising my voice to talk to the subconscious mind and shut it. I need you to pause. I need you to visualize your mother in front of you. So pause the scene, just visualize mum, good girl. I want you to look over her shoulders. I need you to see all her ancestors from her mother's side, all her ancestors from her father's side, lining up one behind each other. As far as your eye can take you, right from the beginning of their existence. Even if you've never met these people before, just pretend as if you can see them there. Come back to your mother. I need you to see an umbilical cord between your mother and you. Not out loud, but from your heart's voice, tell your mother that you're not going to accept. You're not going to inherit, nor are you going to take on any dysfunction to do with fear, anxiousness. Yeah, can you feel the anxiousness? Unhook it. Push it out through mum, back out through all the ancestors. You need to unhook it. Push it out as if you see it leaving your body. Good girl. Now you're angry. Can you feel the stress of anger? I just want you to unhook that anger, push it out. Because that's where you always question yourself and thinking, oh, this is stupid. The control thing. Unhook it. Give it back to mum, to give it back to all the answers. You're even holding on to it. Unhook it. Push it out. All you have to do is just unhook the feeling. Let your mind's eye create a scene of how you unhook it. Good girl. Did you feel that? And cut the umbilical cord. I need you to go back to the child at school. She's at the front gates going into school. I need you to go up to her and tell her, be brave. Be strong. See how she's scared? But she doesn't want to say anything. She's anxious. So whenever you start anything new, you get anxious and worried.
Mm-hmm.
You need to look at the child. Do you want to hold this for the rest of your life based on a memory that doesn't exist anymore? You have two choices. You can sit in this misery or unhook it. So go up to the child and tell it, I can't hold on to you. Enough's enough. Put your foot down. No, you're still acting like her. All you have to do is just pretend that you can separate that emotion. Good girl. And just send that child into the distance. It's not a child, it's a dysfunctional memory of letting good. Did you feel that? Okay, just come back into the room.